Okay folks, I've got a new one here. Haven't done a video on something like this yet. I've got a P011B for engine coolant temp and intake air temp correlation. Pulled it in ECTs at 71 degrees, and I had been running it a little bit, so it's a little warmer than it should have been. But the ambient temp is 96.8 degrees. As you can see in the shop, it's 62 degrees Fahrenheit at the end of this tip. Right now I have unplugged, so you got -40 on ambient temp and intake air. I pulled them both up so I know that they're the same thing. I have it unplugged. As you can see, there's 5 volts, so I don't have to worry about that. And -40 showing that there's a open circuit and there's 5 volts coming, because this is a thermistor. If you need to figure out what a thermistor is, it should be this one if I'm not mistaken. But it's basically just a variable resistor, and depending on the temp it changes the resistance. So I got this here. I'm going to short it to ground. It's 280 volts shorted to ground when it's making contact, so that's good. You do got to make sure you check your ground side of the circuit. I'm not going to do that on this video. If you don't know how to check the ground side of a circuit, look up a video on it. You could use a test light. This is a voltage circuit, so I mean I could just take a pin and short the two together. As long as it pulls it to the ground, and that's the 286 you just saw, you're all Gucci. So I'll take this. I've already tried cleaning it. I've never had a thermistor be able to be clean to fix, but it was dirty, so I tried it anyways. Here we go. I got it plugged in. You can see it's already wrong. It's at 91. It changes all the time. But it's never the same as the coolant, and that's why we get this correlation code, because when you first start the car and it's nice and cold, both of those should be correlating. And as you can see here, I'll even put this little probe right in here so we know exactly what the temperature should be. It's 63 degrees here, and it's showing 82 degrees here. I don't know if maybe I touched one of these or something. A little hump there. I don't know if I accidentally touched something. I try to beat on it, squish it a little bit, maybe. Try to get it to fix itself. Does not seem like it's going to fix itself. Yeah. So I'm just gonna pause and then I'll check the ground just to make sure. Yeah, all you gotta do to check your ground is figure out which one it is, and I came to the conclusion that it was the green one by the wiring diagram. Not the best with abbreviations, but the THA is the 5 volts. That's what I was pulling to ground. So that stands for thermistor, I would assume. And E2, the one right next to it, it's usually how Toyota does it. That's what I was expecting. Is the ground. It just goes back to the PCM, so you have to know their abbreviations. And the other 3 wires, obviously black. Right here it says battery positive, that's what that means. VG and E2G, so I don't know what any of those mean. But yeah, I can pull it to ground with there, so I'm not worried about it. I don't know if I showed this to you guys. You can see it's at 284. I'll unplug it. It goes to -40. Wiring's okay, PCM's okay. It just seems like this thermistor is skewed. It is a Denso part, so it's not a replacement or anything. Or at least it says Denso on it. We're gonna get one from the dealer, so we'll know it's OEM. Yeah, I'd like to thank you for watching. Have a great day. So I got the mass airflow sensor in here. Apparently it's the updated part number. So if you have this problem, that's the updated part number. Pause it there. It's the same thing on that side. Alright. While I sign on here, I'll show you the difference in the part number. The difference in the part number is this one has a T and that one has a V. There are multiple different part numbers for this year Prius. I guess they got a lot of different engines on this one, but if you have the 0T040, oh, actually there's another, no, 2004, yeah, that's the only difference. So if you have a T, you're screwed. it's obviously an issue because they've superseded the part. And then we'll go into here, we'll make sure everything's Gucci. Verify our fix. Let's see. I don't even have it plugged in. It's at negative 40. It's in my pocket. We'll just plug it in all one-handed like. And we'll see where it goes. Oh, look at that. 69.8. That's a lot better than this one. This one was 80 or above. It's clearly not that warm in the shop. So that's good. That far, so coolant temp is within range, so this should fix that problem. Already cleared the trouble codes, but I'll do it again. And especially since I just turned the key on and generated a bunch of codes with the mass airflow unplugged. As you can see here, there's a bunch of permanent codes, and they can't be erased with clearing the codes here like I just did. Will clear the check engine light, but it needs to go through its monitors before it'll change to the permanent codes. I believe that's a Toyota only thing. You see there I'll say permanent, and they're in here. But if I come around, not generate a code, put that just in there for now. I'll screw it in, don't worry everybody. Turn this guy off and turn it on. It's a hybrid, so the engine did not start. And you can see the light is out. So that's how you fix your correlation on ECT and intake air temp on your Prius.